Good evening, everybody. I'm Mary O'Connor with the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation and the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. On behalf of Alaska Public Media, thank you for watching Hangar Flying. This evening, we are honored to have Mr. Patrick Thurston as our guest. Mr. Thurston has an interesting history in aviation. He was a pilot in the military and in civilian life, and he's flown all over the world. He's been involved with the startup of aviation companies, and he's worked in management for small and large aviation companies. Welcome to the show, Patrick.
Thank you.
You've got an interesting background and some great stories. Can you start by telling us how you got involved in aviation?
Well, it all began after I had finished high school, and the obligation to join the service was present for all of us in 1957. And I joined the Navy, and it happened that they invited me to attend flight school if I wanted to do that, and who would pass that up? So 18 months worth of training later, a long time by current standards, of course, we were anointed as full ensigns. We were walking about 3 inches off the ground. We were bulletproof, and we could do it all, and off we went for carrier duty. I did that for a couple of tours, finished the second tour out in Japan delivering mail to the carriers from to and from the Philippines and Da Nang and Saigon until 1965, and that ended my Navy career, and it was a great experience. I learned a lot about everything that had to do with flying, and I'm so thankful for the concentration and training and supervision that they gave me. The lure of Buzz Sawyer and Steve Canyon drew me to the Indochina War, and Air America was looking for people, and so I was, again, lucky enough to be in the right spot at the right time, and I chose to go there, and I was there for 9 years. I flew, the smallest airplane was the Helio Courier, and next was the Pilatus Porter, then I did the Caribou and the C-123, but perhaps the greatest lesson I had was the first few months I was there. I was a co-pilot in the C-46, which is the way I view it as a flying museum. It was a grand old airplane, and they're still around, you know.
Yes.
And I flew all over the Indochina Peninsula there, not much into Cambodia, but it was very interesting and trying times, and I had some excellent learning opportunities, and flew some great airplanes that were well maintained. So it was a fine experience to get my career launched.
Do you have any particular flight that stands out in your mind as being very exciting or the perfect flight?
Well, actually, it was after that that I got one of these particularly special experience, and I was flying a DC-8 out of Saudi Arabia. And the nice thing about that airplane was that while it was old and we were using airplanes that had been used by an airline that was no longer in business, it took me to places I really wanted to go and had never been to before. So many places in Europe, all the way from nearly Eastern Europe, of course the curtain was up then, all the way out to Scotland. And it was just a grand experience to be able to go those places and fly into those, always a new airport, and you never know what's going to look like on the ground.
Did you have a favorite place?
I think I enjoyed London as much as everywhere else because of the ancient history and culture that's there, that's part of the American culture. I still like London more than many places.
Oh, sure. London is wonderful. I enjoy it myself. So currently you are volunteering with several aviation organizations in Anchorage, and you're looking for a career change. How has the industry changed from when you started?
When I started flying?
Yes.
Oh, that's a long time, isn't it? Yes, it has changed immensely, but the greatest swing has been toward more deliberate address of safety. While my first flying experience was in the Navy, and safety was always a factor, because in spite of the higher incidence of mishaps in the service, they're always concerned about not losing people, and airplanes as well, of course. But today, at the cost of airplanes and the dearness of the money, it's even more important from an economic standpoint, but no less important from the standpoint of losing human lives. And I enjoyed the presence of safety coming into a more formal activity with aviation, and that's what we see today with SMS and risk management and factors and all those deliberate things. I just am inclined to make sure we guard against getting wound up in the process and forget about what we're doing. That's always a hazard in aviation, and I've worked with that over years in various working organizations to make sure that we keep our eye on the ball, but we always know we need to be safe. And so that's what we do. We try to get the job done safely. Have to do them both.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. We're very fortunate to have advice and counsel from professionals like you that have lived and learned and can pass along that knowledge. Thanks for your time and sharing your stories, and we will look forward to seeing you on our next program.
Thank you. I appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Hanger Flying. Please tune in to our next show when we talk with Mr. Thurston about some of his ideas and policies that have developed from his years of experience. And he's got experience from both sides of the fence as a pilot and in management. Until next time, fly safely.